Hey my loves, in this video I am finally sharing my repainted kitchen cabinets. I know this is long overdue, don't kill me, but if you want to see how I got from here to here, stick around and I'm going to share a bit of my journey along the way, so let's get to it. I want to let you guys know that this is not a tutorial. Like I said, this is my journey, how I got here, but I will share some tips along the way. So when I took down my cabinet doors, I made sure to mark inside the door somewhere a number, and then I put that corresponding number inside of the actual cabinet so that I knew where to put my cabinet back. And I also stored the hardware there. So this project took so much sanding. I mean, I sanded for weeks, literally weeks. The sanding job really isn't that bad when you only have a few pieces, but I counted 72 drawers and doors, which made this job exhausting. So my steps were to sand and then prime, and then follow the primer with a light sanding. So the tool that you see here, it did not work very well for this project, so we returned it and purchased an air compressor instead. Here I'm sanding a primed piece. So I applied maybe 2 to 3 coats of primer depending on if I found any imperfections, and I sanded in between each of these coats. And then my final coat was the paint, and I only applied 1 coat of paint. Now during this process, my kitchen was a mess, and we were doing this for at least 5 to 6 weeks. On weekends only, so a total of about 1 week's worth of work. Now if I have to recommend something, I was being lazy and I didn't want to empty the cabinets, but because of that I had to clean everything inside of all of those cabinets because dust got on everything. Houston weather is so unpredictable that we couldn't depend on being able to paint outdoors, so we set up a paint shop inside of the garage, and as you can see, we put plastic up there, and the other garage door was open sometimes for ventilation, but we just had to make do where we could. So here's a quick spray paint tip for the best coverage. You want to always do vertical or downward strokes, and then you position your gun about halfway over your previous stroke, and then basically you're overlapping your previous stroke. So you want to overlap until you have the complete piece covered. Because we had so many pieces, we had a hard time finding places for those pieces to dry. So we created this makeshift drying rack. This was basically made with 4 1x2s and a whole bunch of nails. So basically you hammer the nails on one side of the 1x2s about 3 to 4 inches apart from each other. And then you turn all of those nails together facing each other, and those nails become the shelf for your drying. I didn't get to show you guys here, but to make this freestanding, you cut 4 additional 1x2s and you screw them along the base of this. That way you can move it anywhere you want and store your pieces to dry. At this point, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I was applying my last coat of paint on the inside, on the cabinets. And I had cabinet doors and drawers all over the house because I set them up so that I can inspect them. If I found any imperfections, I sanded that part and then I repainted that part. But it wasn't very many. So the paint I use is a Behr brand called Delicate Lace. It is a semi-gloss and the color is like an off-white. In my kitchen there are these 2 non-functional drawers. Well, they look like drawers, but they just have a piece there. I wanted to apply a decorative element to this, so I picked up the decorative trim that you see here. And I just glued that on in place. I measured first, made sure it was centered, and glued it on. And then from there I just primed and painted. Now I have 2 of these non-functional drawers. One is under my sink and the other one is under my stove, and I did that for both of those. So for the cabinet and drawer knobs and pulls, I purchased this tool from Amazon, and what you do with this is you set it in place, and it gives so many little holes, and it allows you to choose where you want your knob or pull to sit. Now this is cool because you don't have to worry about your handle, your knob being misplaced or out of place, and they're all going to be the same, in the same position on each door or drawer, which is awesome. I purchased this from Amazon, like I said, and I will try to put a link in my description, so if you're interested in this, check out down there. Now I decided to go with a more simple or traditional looking knob or pull. I mean, besides the fact that I'm a little on the cheap side and these were the least expensive, or closer to the least expensive, I also always consider resale value and the most bang for my buck. So because the larger handles and cabinet pulls are more trendy right now, I was a little concerned with spending the more money on those and it not appealing to a greater group of buyers if and when I choose to sell the house. So I went with something that was a little more subtle, that didn't overpower the look of the cabinet, but it looked finished. And once the knobs and pulls were all back on the cabinet, I reassembled everything and I had this. So that's pretty much it, guys. This project, like I said, it took us about 5 to 6 weeks. We were only working on weekends and we had to do it when the weather permits. So some of those weekends we didn't get to do anything. So I guess in all it took us probably about a good week's worth of work. After the repaint, we decided we also needed new appliances, so we replaced our oven, dishwasher, microwave, stovetop, and refrigerator, changed them all out to stainless steel. We also changed the floors in the entire downstairs area to hardwood. Pictures of those are up on Instagram. I may get back to show you guys how it looks soon in another video. But pretty much that's it, guys. So I hope you enjoy our kitchen transformation, and until next time, take care.